Ukraine's secret proposal. Attack drone factories in Iran and Syria.
Here's a summary of the article.
Ukraine has proposed to its Western allies that it attack factories for the production of unmanned aerial vehicles in Iran, Syria and Russia, the British newspaper, The Guardian, reported Wednesday night, citing a secret document that it says the government in Kiev gave to its allies last month. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has floated the idea of bombing Russian and Iranian drone factories. Iran, according to the document, is having trouble meeting the growing demand from Russia for these drones, and has worked to diversify their production with a factory in Syria. In the document, Ukraine proposes to carry out missile attacks on the production plants of these drones in Iran, Syria as well as a potential production site in Russia. The proposal is expected to be rejected by the West, and the document includes another proposal. The above may be carried out by the Ukrainian Defense Forces if partners provide the necessary means of destruction, a reference to Kiev's demand for long-range missiles, when according to a report last week the US is expected to approve the transfer of such missiles for defensive use within the borders of Ukraine. The Guardian focused on another detail from the secret document. According to Ukraine, the Iranian drones include many components manufactured in the West, in a way that raises questions about their supervision. According to the document, in the remains of the SHAHAD-131 drone model that fell in Ukraine, 52 components were discovered that are manufactured in Western countries. The Russian drone attacks continue, and on Thursday morning, Ukraine reported one of the largest attacks in recent weeks.
This post received a score of 3,400, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Publishing news articles about it. I'm not sure that's how secrets work. I maybe be wrong.
More useful if Israel would do it so Iran and Ukraine are not directly at war.
TBH, I am not sure how much difference that would make to Ukraine.
The main issue would be that if providing weapons to Russia is enough of a reason to attack Iran, Russia could argue the same to attack Western countries. It's more complicated than that, of course. NATO. The fact that Shaheds are primarily used against civilian targets. But it may explain why Western countries may dissuade Ukraine from attempting it.
Russia is already arguing that, but not attacking over it, so I don't see why it would matter. The bottom line is that Russia will attack if they feel it's in their interests to attack, regardless of any justifications the West does or does not provide them with. There's no point in worrying about not providing Russia with a reason to attack, because if Russia actually wanted to attack, it would just invent a reason.
Russia also can't attack a NATO country without ending either the whole world or just themselves. There is no scenario where Russia survives attacking NATO. If there is one thing the Ukraine war made clear is that Russia is nowhere near the Cold War powerhouse the Soviet Union was. If Russia were to attack any NATO country supplying arms to Ukraine, it would kick off a response that it would end it. The only real concern is how much damage it could do with its nukes before it was over.
Here's the original story, referenced in this article. It's a little bit different than this article's take. It explains that the Ukrainian document is more about the impact of these drones on Ukraine. It explains Ukraine offered several suggestions of actions, including bombing the factories, which Ukraine offered to conduct if allies provide the needed arms for such an operation.
Will no one rid me of this troublesome factory?
Wasn't it turbulent? We walk in the garden of his turbulence.
Well, I guess it's not a secret anymore.
I would argue they are just saying this so Israel has deniability to make attacks if its own.
Old news winking face.
Not really news. Just my guess why they would say they want to do something they probably can't.
Doesn't sound like a great idea, to be honest.
Imagine Russia bombing US factories supplying Ukraine. It's simply very stupid and gives other countries the excuses they need.
It would be stupid of them to do, but they absolutely have a valid reason to attack US, EU factories supplying Ukraine with weapons.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.